Good evening. It is Monday evening, November 18th, 2024. I'm taking you right now over to the European computer model, as you can see on the map over here. We were speaking earlier about a 29.1 low pressure system that develops in the southern plains. That's pretty much what we have here. The system right now is on the border of northern Kansas and southeastern Nebraska, not too far from Omaha, Nebraska, and it's producing a very large area of rain. That area of rain covers much of Missouri, much of Arkansas, the eastern portions of Oklahoma and Texas, and the entire state of Louisiana. Now, watch as the system moves into Minnesota tonight. It actually continues to strengthen, and by 6 a.m., it remains 29.1, but it's up into northern Minnesota, especially by the time you hit around noon tomorrow. It's up at northern Minnesota, and we do start to see some snow on the backside. As we go through tomorrow afternoon, the system remains 29.1. It kind of wobbles back there in southern Canada, moving a little bit west. But tomorrow evening into tomorrow around midnight, the system weakens. And it's really after midnight, the system weakens, and we see it go to 29.3. But now look what happens. It's Wednesday a.m. It's actually already 29.4. And it's, again, in southern Canada, producing a large area of snow. Now, it's actually 29.5. If you go into 8 a.m., by 9 a.m., it's getting pretty close to 29.6, because it's a 29.56. It's 10 a.m. Wednesday. But then the thing phases and basically relocates. It relocates to areas north of Lake Erie, pretty much just north of Detroit, at that same amount, at 29.6. If we were to round it, that's what it would be. That would be Wednesday, 11 a.m., and it is a rainmaker. But the system starts to strengthen after that. And to me, it looks like it's strengthening rapidly, to tell you the truth. As we go through Wednesday afternoon, by 5 p.m., it's a 29.4. And by 9 p.m. or by 10 p.m., it's a 29.3. I mean, the thing is moving west, and by 1 a.m., this thing is rapidly strengthening. You know, by 1 a.m., we're down to 29.2. It's even 29.2 even before then. You know, you could round it off to 29.2 already by midnight, but by 1 a.m., it's 29.2. We go down to 29.17 by 4 a.m., and then 2.7. Now, what's interesting about this is that, now it's pretty close to Chicago. It's by Green Bay, Wisconsin, right over Lake Michigan, 7 a.m. Thursday morning. So the thing totally moved west, and it continues to move to go, they call it a pinwheel, moving around like a bowling ball as we get into Thursday afternoon, 4 p.m., 5 p.m. I don't even know. I think at that point, the system actually has already moved on to the East Coast at 29.3 over in the state of New York. That's probably going to start strengthening again as you see 29.28, 29. Okay, there you have it. Okay, the snow, when does it snow here in Chicago? That would be Wednesday night. You see an area of snow over in the Ohio River, the Ohio Valley, and that's what we see over there for now. Let's look at the total snowfall amounts which are expected. We have we're just going to look at the European computer model and some of the other models. We go ahead looking at the European computer model for European computer model. This system brings 2.2 inches to the Chicago area. We're told to only take 20% of that, so we're left with about a half an inch. Okay, you go over to the high rep. I don't think we have it yet. The high resolution rapid refresh is not ready to go yet. It's not okay. The North American mesoscale is also probably not ready to go yet. Well, it's a little bit. We could see a little bit from the North American mesoscale. We could see a tiny bit of what's going on. Okay, but we go over to the GFS model, not much going on there. Updated just 50 minutes ago. But look at this model. Very similar. Same idea. 1.4 inches for 8/10 of an inch, really, for the Chicago area. 9/10 of an inch, maybe an inch. But it's the Icon model that really produces the most snowfall. That was updated 2.5 hours ago. And with that thing, that brings 7.5 inches. So if we take 20% of that, you end up with 1.5 inches for the Chicago area. That would be the maximum of what we were going to be getting. Now, let's go ahead and look at the temperatures, because you're going to see temperatures in the upper atmosphere are something totally cool, very amazing. You go up to the 500 mark, you can see the system very clear. It's pockets of cold air. That's where the storm's energized, by the pockets of cold air. So you see this one is going, we have it at, that's over in the Midwest. Okay, we have that pocket. It's almost cut off from the jet stream just about. And we have solid Arctic air coming in. As that low pressure builds, and then eventually we end up like that. Now, there are indicators that an Arctic blast could come through for the end part of next week, right around Thanksgiving. Now, how would we be able to, what's a good city to look at, to see? So if you go to North Dakota, you'll see there really is a major Arctic blast coming through. When you look at these temperatures, you have a high on Wednesday, next week. This is right before Thanksgiving. High temperatures going into the mid-20s. But Thursday's high, near 7 degrees. And then by the time you get after Thanksgiving weekend, you have temperatures going all the way down to 0. So a major Arctic blast comes in during that time. And if you look in the Chicago area, we also see very cold temperatures. You see the temperatures upper 40s Wednesday before Thanksgiving.